Welcome in to Hodges Field House. You're going to be listening to me, Michael Coates, and I'm joined by
Virgo Holland. How you guys doing?
Tonight we are going to see a doubleheader. Starting off with the women's, we are going to be versing Kirkwood Community College. Now, Kirkwood, when you think of Kirkwood women's basketball, you think of success. In the past 2 years, they've lost a total of 4 games. Not counting this year. 2 years prior, 4 games lost. This year, already they've lost 4 games. 5-4 coming into this. Averaging just under 70 points a game, 17 assists per game. So they move the ball well, but they aren't necessarily scoring in high bunches. We're going to start off with their starting lineups. For them, number 3, Mackenzie Jenkins. She's a 5'11 sophomore. Number 4, Ju Gaston. She's a 5'4 freshman. Number 14, Anasha Hurst. She's a 5'8 sophomore. And number 24, Haley Mullenix. She's a 5'5 sophomore. And closing out their starting lineup, number 50, Ashley Toll, a 5'11 freshman. Now, she's leading the team in points per game with 11, and Hurst coming in just behind her with 10 points per game, and Mackenzie Jenkins, number 3, averaging 9 points per game. All right, now that we've looked at Kirkwood, let's take a look at your Tritons. Starting, we have number 12, Kira Ward, the 5'9 sophomore. Number 14, Shariah Smith, the 5'1 sophomore. Number 30, Avery Terwilliger, the 5'10 sophomore. Number 34, Brittany West, the 5'9 sophomore. And number 50, Tierra Itula, I apologize for that, the 5'10 sophomore. All right, as we tip things off, Kirkwood gets it. Looking inside to Toll, the points leader, getting it started early. She's going to start off 2-0 here for Kirkwood.
And they look to attack it right away off the tip. Most defenses aren't set right off that tip, so they attack the basket early, getting an inside post look.
Shariah Smith brings it up the court for the Tritons over to Itula. She's looking inside to West, unable to get it to her. Over to Terwilliger. Ward has good position underneath. End up going to be a jump ball, and that's going to stay with the Tritons as Kirkwood got the tip.
That was great stealing by Ward to get herself inside the middle of the paint, get herself open. Just needs to be a better entry pass to her.
That is a really tough angle to throw an entry pass from right at the top of the key.
Yeah, you're right. You'd rather see that ball swinged around a little bit to a wing.
Long inbounds pass to Terwilliger. She brings it up the court. West with an off-ball screen from Itula, gets it into her. Drops into the right side. Unable to get it to go, rattles around. Not a terrible look, and Gaston brings it back up the other side for Kirkwood. Over to Hurst. Jenkins. Three-pointer, good. That is Mullenix. Haley Mullenix, the 5'5 sophomore. That's going to be 5-0 already after 2 possessions.
Yeah, and they're looking to come out of the gate quickly, especially being away from home. They're going to want to get to a hot start so that they don't get flustered.
Itula loses the ball up top. That was Gaston able to take it away. She brings it back the other side. Jump stop, pump fake, unable to get it to go. West gets the rebound. She's going to get it. Outlet pass to Smith. She's bringing it up the other way. Itula looks to either set a screen or post up down below. Gets it into her. Drop steps, baseline. Looks like she stepped out of bounds.
Been a slow start for the Tritons here. That they haven't had good possessions to start off back to back. See what coach draws up for next play coming down.
And this early in the game, you don't necessarily want to take a timeout, but they definitely need to readjust where they're going.
And that's just kind of nervous jitters coming into the beginning of the game, especially against a good opponent like this.
Someone who has a really good track record. Gaston unable to get it to go from the top. Shariah Smith brings it back the other way. Itula with the off-ball screen to Terwilliger. She takes it off of it, takes it inside.
They're going to call that one a block. She was inside the charge circle there. She just needs to take a step forward. They might give her the charge call.
This is the first time the Tritons go to the line here. She's going to be shooting 2. First one is good.
Terwilliger's been shooting very well from the line so far this year, shooting just over 80%.
Second one good as well. Going to bring it to 5-2. Getting the Tritons on the board here, knocking some of that rust off. Top of the key for Jenkins, unable to get it to go. Shariah Smith bringing it down the other way. West posted up down low. Good defense there from Molinix. Going to be an offensive foul there. Looks like it's going to be on Itula.
I'm going to call it there for the illegal screen. She needs to get herself set, especially when you have those up screens. You can just move your shoulder down a little bit. That can make all the difference.
Gaston bringing it up the floor, gets it over to Molinix. Looking inside for Jenkins, unable to get it to her. Swings it around to Hurst. Inside into Toll. She kicks it back out very quickly. Jenkins moves across in the lane. Molinix over to Gaston. And it looks like they're going to call foul on the arm on Shariah Smith.
Shariah was playing good defense up until the very end there. She just let down and swiped at the ball. If she just kept her hand straight up, I think the ref would have been obliged to give her the no call.
That was 25 seconds of really good defense. Gaston, first one in. She has a chance to make her second. It's going to make it 6-2 here with just over 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Here in this first game of a doubleheader with the Kirkwood Community College Eagles and the Iowa Central Community College Tritons. Second one good as well, making a 7-2 ball game. Shariah Smith over to Terwilliger. Off ball screen for West. She takes a shot from the left corner, and it's good. That's a reoccurring thing. Off ball screens for West, and she puts it home. She's really good at finding space, and if she gets started early, she can really catch fire.
She definitely can. She's been a great shooter so far from the year, shooting over 45% from three.
Really good hustle underneath there from Toll after the air ball. It looked like by Hurst on the left side. I think this Kirkwood team is going to be aggressive from the three-point line in warm-ups. That they were really working on that, and successful teams usually are pretty confident from behind the three-point line.
Yes, and look for them to go for a balanced attack, because they're going to kick inside and then look for those outside shots due to the inside penetration.
Itula, top of the key. Under 10 left on the shot clock, down to 5. Itula from the right side pulls up the three and is good. That is back-to-back threes here for the Tritons. Itula knocks that home. That's going to make it an 8-7 ball game, and the Tritons have taken the lead here early in the first quarter.
Itula has been very hot from three so far, shooting 46% from three.
That's two of their post players so far in this game of putting in threes. This Iowa Central team is not orthodox. They're very unorthodox when it comes to where their points come from.
Well, the way the game has changed these days, you have stretch fours, stretch fives. They'll come down pulling up threes just the same way a point guard, shooting guard would.
Absolutely. Looked like a flex screen on that one as Brittany West comes from the left side, left corner over to the right block. A good pass inside. Gets fouled. She's going to shoot two here. Rattles out on the first one for West. Second one good. That'll make it 9-7. Just under 6 minutes left here in the first quarter as Gaston brings it up the floor. Screened by Toll at the top of the key. Jenkins into Toll. Double team by Shariah Smith. Good ball movement there from Kirkwood, moving it around the outside. Strong take there by Gaston. Gets it to go. He's going to tie the game up 9-9.
That was some great recovery defense from Smith after coming off that double team. Just some better offense on the other end also to get that tough layup to go in.
Itula and Toll match up on the outside. Two ladies who have been having good years so far. Kind of a janky little move inside there. Thought they might have called a travel on that, but must have gotten the ball out. Shot clock winds down. West has to take a step back jumper. Contested, way short. Good defense possession there from Kirkwood.
Yeah, they cut off every option. Iowa Central was looking to go for that flare screen again for an open three, but Kirkwood was on top of that.
Justice Crook's going to come in for Shariah Smith, who just got called for that foul. Sierra Smith also going to be coming in. Itula is going to take a seat. So they're going to go with a little smaller lineup here. Knock Brittany West down to the 4 and Kira Ward down to the 5.
Yeah, the thing to look for throughout this game. Shariah has 2 fouls now, so she's gonna have to keep that in check for the rest of the game.
Pass comes in just a little hot, and Brianna Minson unable to get it to bring in the pass, and Sierra Smith brings it the other way. Over to T. Wooliger, just kind of a fall-away jumper down on the baseline. She's been really comfortable with those shots this year.
Yeah, she's been looking really comfortable, getting those catch-and-shoot jumpers.
Really good form right there from Justice Crook. She ends up boxing out the shooter, something that is overlooked a lot in today's game. She gets the basics done, gets the offensive or defensive rebound, brings it back the other way. Sierra Smith with a nice take on the inside, unable to get it to go, leaves it just a bit short. Gaston brings it the other way for Kirkwood. Screen up top from Toll. Over to Hurst, back to Jenkins up top. Over to Menson. Gaston into Toll. Good defense from Brittany West there, straight up. She blocks her out. Ends up hitting the ground, but Tritons end up getting the ball. She's slow to get up.
It looks like the refs are going to stop the game, call for an injury timeout.
That was really quick. Usually if the other team already has the ball, they kind of let that play out, at least until the other team stops them, gains possession, or if the ball goes out of bounds. But they stopped it. She got up, and she was on her way back. I thought they were just going to let it play on, but ends up stopping. Amara Lipson comes in for Kirkwood.
Triple screen there from the Tritons to get Terwilliger open.
As well as Jada Kennedy. Shot from West, just short, bounces out of bounds. Kirkwood's going to take it the other way. And Leah Robinson also comes in for Kirkwood. A pretty fresh lineup for both teams. Itula is going to check back in. And for Kira Ward. Jada Kennedy brings it up the floor. Over to Lipsy. Menson. Back over to Kennedy. Over to Lipsy. Inside to Jenkins. Unable to get that together. Nice pass inside there to Leah Robinson. She's going to get the hoop and the harm. She's going to go to the line for an and one opportunity here.
Yeah, she finished really well on that possession, just willing her way to that bucket.
Looks like Terwilliger's going to get called for that. That's her first and the team's fourth.
During that last possession there, I actually told she had been taken out of the game and taken to the training room, so we'll hope for the best for her as she's not that hurt.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for them if she's out for the rest of this game, as she averages the most points on the team. She's that inside force, but it looks like they're going to keep driving it inside. Jenkins, who also starts, she's the other inside force. She gets it to go, but I see Toll coming back in. She jogs in on the backside. That's a good sign for Kirkwood. Terwilliger over to Crooks. Over to West on the right side. Smith over to Crooks again. Drives it in, kick back out. A lot of standing around, it appears so, on this possession. Not usually Tritons have a lot of off-ball screens and they're cutting. It seemed like not everyone was on the same page there. We'll see if they can get things together on the next possession. Jenkins over to Lipsy and back inside to Jenkins. Give and go cut. Really good look there for Kirkwood. Not much of a window there to make that pass either. She just kind of threads the needle. Gets an easy look for Kirkwood.
They've been allowing a lot of inside cuts into the basket and allowing a lot of post-ups. So biggest thing for the Tritons, what Coach Kruger is probably going to be talking about, is just coming off that post, running the post, and then basically cutting off those cuts, not letting them just get easy lanes to the basket.
And another thing that they can do is they can switch up to a zone look, kind of compact the middle. But with this Kirkwood team, they're good at from the outside as well, so it's kind of hard. You got to kind of pick your poison, playing man or in zone. We'll see if they make any adjustments defensively.
And especially with the speed the Tritons have between both of the Smiths, pressing up, having a full court press is very feasible for them.
And it's not something they usually go to, but it's always something they have in their back pocket if they want to go to. Crooks brings it up the floor. It looks like Aaliyah Hull has checked in for the Tritons. Terwilliger from the right side, way long. Good hustle there from Sierra Smith. Just gets a little bit too much body. She's going to get called for the foul. And it looks like she's going to be pressing to start, but that is the 5th foul. They're going to go to the free throw line. Appears Kara Ward's going to be subbing in after this free throw. Brittany West is going to take a seat as Kara Ward comes in. Mara Lipsy at the line. Second one good. Hole into Smith, brings it up the other way. Terwilliger on the left side. Goes to the top of the key to Justice Crooks. Tries to penetrate into the lane, unable to get there. Cuts across the lane is Terwilliger. She gets it into her, over to Smith. Top of the key to Crooks. A lot better ball or player movement here on this possession as they're trying to find something. Fakes the pass to the right, ends up passing it off the leg of the Kirkwood defender. 2-on-1 situation the other way. And Kirkwood capitalizing on Brianna Minson's layup.
And that's just how you design it in the 2-on-1 drill, 3-on-2, 2-on-1 drills.
We saw them doing that in their warm-ups, 3-on-2 into 2-on-1. They're more than prepared for that. End up capitalizing on the easy opportunity.
You can tell they like to run by the fact that with their warm-ups, that's what they're practicing.
Yeah, not a lot of teams do full-court warm-ups, and that's what they did that for quite a bit of time. Good work inside, unable to get the layup to go. Tritons are going to bring it back the other way. And with how much they like to run, that kind of doesn't help you if you want to press, because they're used to that up-pace mentality, and they're going to get it up and down the floor, and they know what to look for.
Yeah, and what the Tritons need to do, they need to slow down the game for themselves. Like right now, with that turnover right there, they've just been throwing the ball away, and it's been unforced turnovers. Another
2-on-1 opportunity as Lipsy ends up finishing off for the Kirkwood Eagles here. They're playing their game. The Tritons are playing Kirkwood's game right now, and that's what the Eagles want.
Yeah, and that's what's led to this 11-point lead. Just multiple quick buckets by Kirkwood, which what they like to do is get out on the break.
Closing on 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shot clock still on, so they're going to have to shoot just a little bit early. A double screen over to the left side. Terwilliger fading off to the left, unable to get it to go. Kirkwood gets a rebound, and they're going to call a double dribble. 1.1 seconds left here in the first quarter. Brittany West and Tiara Itula checking in here for one last possession. Aaliyah Hull is going to take a seat, and Justice Crooks.
And they still have plenty of time for one more shot, especially with the ball being on their side of the court.
Absolutely. Decent play design there. I don't think they were ready to. Kirkwood was ready for 2 passes to happen there. Just the inbound is probably what you were ready for. But that is who you want if you are the Tritons to take that last shot of the quarter. 21-11 here as we finish up the first quarter. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back at the start of the second quarter here on the Triton Nation Network. As we look to resume play here at the start of the second quarter. 10-point lead for Kirkwood. What does Iowa Central need to do better in this second quarter to have a better position to go into the second half?
Well, the last couple of possessions, they have been turning over the ball late into that first quarter, just like, almost there. But basically just keep holding on to the ball, playing their game is going to be the biggest thing for them.
Paige Bradford subs in for Kirkwood to start this second quarter and was not ready for the double team. Sometimes when you turn over that shoulder and you see someone closing in, kind of scares you. You get a quick feet, ends up traveling there.
Yeah, she ran right into a brick wall, and that just flustered her.
Itula takes a shot from the left side, unable to get it to go. Quick possession for the Tritons. Kirkwood's going to bring it back up the floor with Kennedy.
And something the Tritons haven't been used to so far this season is just pushing this pace of play. Most of the teams they've played so far have just been walking the ball up, getting into their sets, and that's allowed the Tritons to pressure up. But now this Eagles team, they're just as quick, just as fast, if not faster. So that's going to lead to more offensive possessions.
This is a good early season test. As the shot from the right corner, I believe that was Brianna Minson from the right corner, gets it to go. That's going to make it a 13-point lead here.
And like you were saying before, this is going to be the biggest test for them so far, as they've been going on. The Tritons have been on a 6-game win streak so far. So
they've played a lot of those games at home. They've played 4 JV teams so far this year. This is going to be a really good test and kind of a bar for them to go off of for the rest of the season.
Because especially since you're going to see this team one more time, and it's not going to be here. It's going to be at Kirkwood. So basically, setting this early advantage now will be great for them going on in the future.
Good backdoor look from Kira Ward and Itula. They double team Itula as she comes forward. Nice bounce pass in between the double team, gets it to Kira Ward, easy layup.
And you're seeing a little bit of the full court pressure. It was more of a soft pressure this time, but usually we're used to seeing Shariah Smith press up really hard on the point guards. With
Shariah and Sierra Smith, 2 very quick guards for the Tritons. They want to move the point guards off their spot, try and work them a little quicker into sets than they want to, and it's worked so far this year. Good pass into West, patient inside, pump fakes, gets it to go. That's 2 good possessions in a row for the Tritons, 2 easy layups. That's what they need to work towards here to finish off this quarter.
And that is their game. Patience is their game.
That's 2 travels so far here for Bradford as she's just subbed into the game to start this quarter. She's going to take a second sit down as Toll and Joanna Myers come in for Kirkwood here.
Also, Tomazeski comes into the game for the Eagles.
Shariah Smith comes off a ball screen. Good position inside by Ward. Over the top against a guard. Good pass, good catch, good position to get to a layup, just unable to get to go.
And that is a tough finish for anybody at this level. So
you got to continue putting in the work like she did on that possession. You're going to get good looks, and you just hope for the best. You got to give yourself as many opportunities for easy looks, and you'll win this game.
And she's been one of the best players I've seen so far, just being able to clear out space for herself inside the paint.
Not very many stoppages in play for fouls so far, unless it's been a shooting foul. So far this game, we're going to get a stoppage there as a reach-in foul is called on Kirkwood.
Yeah, they've been letting a lot of touchy fouls go, letting them play on a little bit. Only just blowing their whistle for big fouls.
Yep. Into Kira Ward on the inside, going over her left shoulder, a little baby hook, unable to get it to go. Kirkwood brings it back the other way. Gaston comes off a ball screen, kicks it over to Minson. Over to Jenkins, looking inside, going ahead to shoot it. Offensive rebound for Kirkwood. Not something Coach Kruger is going to be very happy with there.
No coach should be happy with offensive rebounds right there.
That's going to be 2 on 1 possession. Jump ball is going to give the ball back to the Tritons. Shariah Smith's going to take a seat as Justice Crooks comes into the game. They kind of got away with one there.
They really did, because that was initially going to be the second offensive rebound in that possession. So they just need to box out. They just need to box out a little bit more. Find the body.
Man to man, you find whoever you're guarding and you box them out every single possession. Zone defense, I understand. It's a little tougher. You got to take a second, go find somebody, and then box them out. And man-to-man, you have that one person all the time. Another offensive foul called on a screen. Itula is going to get called for that one. I believe that's her second of the game.
That is her second of the game. The second illegal screen she's had so far. So been struggling just to keep herself set.
Her footwork is even on her jump shots, is kind of fluid, if you know what I'm saying. It's not, fundamentally like just square. She's kind of fluid with it, so it makes sense that she would get called for those every now and then. But 2 in a game, you got to start kind of honing in on that. Out to Brittany West from the right side and gets it to go. Contested 3. Jenkins, you really can't do much more than that.
Yeah, she had a great closeout right there. And then Brittany West, just being the great shooter she is, she's able to pull the trigger quickly.
Gaston in the left corner over to Jenkins, looking inside to get it to Toll. Good double team there from Crooks. She brings the ball down, gets some hands on it. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay here with Kirkwood. Toll a little upset at the end of that possession. I don't know if she didn't like the call or if she's just frustrated with herself for bringing the ball down. Either way, something to keep an eye on the inside.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of frustration with her. It might be because of the double team they've been sending towards her, knowing that she's such a big impact for them. Of course, they're going to double her anytime she gets an opportunity.
They're keeping fresh bodies on her as Jessica Jackson's coming into the game, fronting her, and then bringing double teams on the backside. But Gaston, yet again, getting into the inside, just putting it up onto the rim, and you get the shooter's touch sometimes. 8-point game here with just over 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Good backdoor cut there from Hull. Offensive rebound by Jackson, leaves it short. Another one by Jackson. Gets it back up, going to get called for the foul. She's got a chance for 2 here at the line.
And way to stick with that play right there. After she missed the first layup, getting right back at it, getting the offensive rebound, and putting it up strong.
After Hull put that shot up, it looked like most of the Kirkwood players went for a fast break.
Yeah,
there wasn't really anybody home to get the rebound. They didn't have anyone home, and leaves open for that first offensive rebound, and they recovered, and she was able to get the second one. First free throw, good.
Yeah, the freshman from Shenandoah, Iowa, she's been shooting over 87% from the line, so she's been very reliable so far. You want to put her at the line. She's
unable to get the second one to go. Hull almost gets the offensive rebound. Kirkwood the other way. Back, one pass, three-pointer from the left corner, and it looks like that was Johanna Myers, 5'11 sophomore from Burlington, able to get that to go. West from the left corner tries to answer back, unable to do so. Looks like that goes off of Toll. It's going to stay here for Iowa Central. Good look on the backside. Gets it to Jackson. Kind of a fall-away jump shot there. Really confident from that baseline and gets it to go.
Jackson and Terwilliger both love that fall-away jumper right there, especially getting off the wing or the corner.
Gaston with a strong take inside, unable to get to go. That is Toll versus Hull on the inside. Foul's going to go on Hull. Toll will go to the free throw line here.
That's a little bit of a tongue twister right there.
And with Jackson and Terwilliger, it's not necessarily a straight fadeaway. You know, it's not like they're coming off balance. It's just enough to create some space on a jump shot, and it keeps their center of gravity well or underneath them, and they're able to get those to go. First one good there from Toll. That makes it a 9-point game here. 4:18 left to go in the second quarter. Kirkwood's definitely their best opponent they've gone against so far this year for the Tritons.
Yeah, and Kirkwood, they've been starting out really strong, which was a little surprising for me. After last game, they fell short, 2-point loss to Iowa Western. So you thought that maybe with a close loss like that, they might start out a little slow and sluggish. But no, they've come out motivated so far.
Got to call a blocking foul here on Toll. Jessica Jackson puts the ball on the ground with her left hand, tries to go around her. Strong move there.
Yeah, coach there for Kirkwood was not pleased about that defense at all, yelling, slide your feet there.
She's going to take a seat here. I think that is her second foul. A strong inside post presence, not only for defense but on offense, averaging over at 11 points a game. You don't want that sitting on the bench. You want your player to be out there making an impact.
Yeah, and she's been a very big back so far, just causing disturbances on defense, and on offense, she's the focus of attention. So leaving open gaps for people like Gaxton to drive and penetrate.
Absolutely, it's going to change things up for him. Jenkins gets the pass inside. Crooks double teams Gaston. Over to Myers, top of the key, gets it to go. Iowa Central is going to call a timeout here. 30-second timeout. That was really good ball movement on that play.
Yeah.
The closeout was a little short and a little slow, but that was a good shot as well.
Yeah, at that point you just have to scramble after coming out of that double team. You had the double team coming, one ball reversal to another. You're scrambling, and then it's going to leave somebody open eventually. As a defense, you just want to cover up as many gaps as you can without giving up just a wide open look at the rim. And this has been an uncharacteristically good shooting night for the Kirkwood Eagles so far. Usually they're shooting below 30% for the three for the year. So this has been a really hot shooting night for them.
If you take that into consideration, if you keep closing out as Iowa Central, you got to expect them to start missing some of those shots. You got to stay calm and keep playing good defense. West from the right side, unable to get it to go. Rebound by Jenkins for Kirkwood. They're going to bring it the other way with Gaston. Over to Myers, inside into Jenkins, out to Gaston. Over to Hurst. Takes it inside with the left hand. Contested look inside. Nobody boxes her out. Able to get the offensive rebound. Misses her putback. Kara Ward gets the rebound. Shariah Smith's going to bring it up the other way. Over to Crooks on the right wing. Shariah Smith from the left side, just a little long. Crooks gets the offensive rebound. Thinks about putting it back up, but brings it out, reset with over 20 seconds left here on the shot clock. Under 3 minutes left here in the first half. We've seen a back-and-forth game. Tritons had a lead early, but after that, the Kirkwood Eagles have kind of ran away with it so far in this first half.
Yeah, and the three-point shot has been big for the Eagles so far. As we say that, of course, another three gets hit by Tritons. But the three-point shot has been big for them so far, coming down in transition, getting open looks, and that's just led to this lead that they have.
It's going to be an injury timeout here as Anisha Hurst was on the ground, limps off, something possibly with an ankle.
And you can never tell what exactly can happen. It can happen. You can roll an ankle at any time.
It takes zero contact to be able to roll an ankle.
Trust me, I know from experience. Rolling an ankle, and it's never fun.
Inside into Robinson, kicks it back out to Lipsy. Offensive rebound, ball's rolling around on the ground. Good hustle from both teams. It's going to be called a jump ball, and the Tritons are going to come away with that.
That's the third jump ball we've had so far in this quarter, so there's been a lot of loose balls going around so far.
And the effort's been top-notch so far from both sides. There hasn't been a lack of effort. There's bodies on the floor. We'll see if that energy carries over into the boys' game as well later tonight.
Yeah, and Kirkwood's been starting to pressure up now. Somewhat of a man-type press and 2-1-2 type press.
And with those, you want to force your ball handlers to the corners, get them right on the other side of half court, and that's where you want to trap. That's what you're looking for. But this Triton backcourt, whoever they have in, is very quick, able to beat that press. Crooks up on the right side. Right there is a good spot to press as well. They're going to get a timeout. Most of her teammates got a little too far down court on that.
Yeah, and they were just standing still in the backcourt, waiting for her to break the press, which is what you never want to see. To break the press, dribbling it is not the best idea.
Not usually, unless you have a very obvious speed advantage. You want to be able to reverse the ball back and forth a couple times. You want a post player right in the middle to be able to break that press and then run up the sides with your runners.
With a very soft press, you can dribble it. You can sometimes dribble it up the floor, and sometimes the press will just naturally break down. But with a press like this, where they're pressing up, waiting for the trap, you can't do that.
And it looks like Kirkwood's going to go from a press back into a 2-3 zone, something the Tritons have been struggling with against multiple teams so far this year. We'll see if they've made adjustments to be able to do better against it.
And the reason for that has just been inability of ball movement. Like right there, you really have the ball swing to only one side of the court.
Yep, there's nothing going inside. When three-pointer from the right corner there from Jonah Myers, able to get it to go, and that lead keeps expanding, 36-24, closing in on a minute left in this first half. Just switching up on defense. This Triton team is going to have to make some changes. Into Kira Ward, swings it out to Sierra Smith, over to Terwilliger. Just a little bit long, unable to get it to go. One player. Looks like they're going to call an offensive foul there on the screen. Sierra Smith. That looked just like a bit of a size difference.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but that I felt more or less like a size difference than necessarily a bad screen.
Yeah, it didn't look like she was like going out to hurt her or hit her on the ground. It just looked like she wasn't ready for it and ended up getting taken out just from the fact that she was so much smaller than her. But we'll take the call, and the Tritons bring it the other way. Short corner has been strong for them as well this year against 2-3 zone. Jessica Jackson does really well. And Brittany West says, well, maybe even without the best ball movement, I'll put a 3 home here for us. Try and get our feet underneath us as we close in on the end of this first half.
And that's a big shot for them, as they're going to need to go on a little run to close out this half. Bring this lead down to a more manageable deficit so that they can come out hot in the second half and pull away on this one.
Sarah Smith pressures the ball as they bring it up the floor with Jada Kennedy inside into Leah Robinson, over to Lipson. Good player movement so far on this possession. Good look inside, unable to get it to go. Offensive rebound there from Robinson. Tritons are going to get it with just over 10 seconds left. One shot. Looks like they switch back to man-to-man to close out this possession. Under 5 seconds left here. Terwilliger on the right side. A fall away, one leg fade away jump shot. Probably not the best look to end the half, but that is going to do it for us here in the first half. 38-27. It looked like it could have been worse there for a little bit.
It could have, as the lead was starting to get away from them late in that first quarter and starting into that second quarter. But the Tritons held strong and basically kept this one within reach. So this is still a much manageable game as they can come back. You have a whole half.
But there's one thing that it does worry me as they switch to a press into a 2-3 zone to finish off that half. I think that's something that could really hinder the Tritons' ability to put the ball in the hoop. They haven't been moving the ball exceptionally well so far, but there is time for adjustments. They did keep it within striking distance, and it's something that is completely manageable. So as we get started back into the second half, we'll look for those keys to the game.
And I'm sure Coach Krieger will be talking about those as they went down to their and they're just basically going to talk about those.
Absolutely. We are going to take a break over the half here on the Triton News Network and Triton Nation Network. We'll be back. All right, welcome back in to Triton Nation as we're watching the Kirkwood Community College Eagles take on the Iowa Central Community College Tritons here in women's basketball. Kirkwood will get the ball to start the second half. They played really well in the first half.
They really did. They were hitting on all cylinders, especially from beyond the arc. Them not being a typically hot three-point shooting team, they've been hitting really well.
First one of this second half, unable to get it to go, was Mackenzie Jenkins. And the Tritons bring it back up the floor with Shariah Smith over to Avery Terwilliger, Brittany West on the right corner. Itula on the top, over to Smith. Terwilliger on the left side. Ward has decent possession inside. They lob it up over the top, able to get it to go. Easy left-hand layup. Good start for the Tritons here.
Keep looking for her as they're going to pound this ball inside to cut the lead down.
Kirkwood looking inside. Not a huge game so far for Toll.
Yeah, they've been able to keep her relatively in check as she's going to get called there for that 3 seconds. She's been frustrated so far as they've been setting the double team her way and trying to front the post at every corner. It's
been a team effort there on the inside for Toll. It hasn't been just one player really shutting her down. It's been with double teams and with switching up on who's fronting and good communication on defense. They've done really well, at least so far. We'll see if Toll can make some adjustments or if that's just going to be one of those games for her. Kara Ward gets the ball. You got to keep that ball up. She lets it drop. Jump ball, but it's going to stay with Iowa Central here underneath the hoop. Brittany West will inbound for the Tritons.
They are going to have to get a quick shot as there's only 7 seconds left in the shot clock.
Not much really available as she lobs it up over the top to Terwilliger. She drives it in. Loses the ball. Good defense there from Kirkwood, but they kind of fall apart at the end of the possession. Gets it over to Kira Ward. Easy layup, and when they inbound it, Gaston not ready for the pressure applied by Shariah Smith. Ends up traveling. It's going to give it right back to the Tritons.
And there's those quick spurts right there. That's going to put them back. That's going to bring them back into the game slowly, little by little, as they're a team that they patiently wear you down. So we're gonna see that happen throughout this game.
Basketball is a game of runs, and this run so far has been good for the Tritons. Kira Ward again gets the ball inside. Great positioning, just keeps the ball too low, ends up getting a jump ball. Now the ball is going to go back to Kirkwood.
Yeah, and that's going to be something you need that Coach Kirk is probably going to talk to her about. Maybe in the next practice, just keeping that ball up to her chinning the ball up, so that she doesn't get those jump ball calls.
Because she's had great positioning so far in this game. It's just 2 possessions now. Shariah Smith just catches enough of the arm there as Toll goes up. Going to get called for the foul. She's going to go to the line for 2 here. Good positioning inside from Itula, but Shariah Smith tries to get an easy one on the side. Doesn't get it. Shariah Smith, that's going to be her 3rd foul.
And we're going to be seeing a sub come in for her as Justice Cook is going to sub in for her.
I like the aggressiveness there from Smith, but you got to think 2 fouls already. Not even 2 minutes into the second half. Maybe you trust your inside post player there, just for a good contest and try and get the rebound and go back the other way.
And now she has to stay on the bench, and that's just gonna ruin her momentum. So when she comes back into the game, she's gonna be ice cold.
Good drive by Itula over to Ward, kick out to Crooks. West was open there for a minute. I thought they were gonna get it over to her for an open 3. Didn't be able to get over to her. Quick hands there on the defense by Anasha Hurst. She is the 2nd leading scorer on this Kirkwood team, averaging 10 points per game. Somewhat quiet night for her.
Yeah, it's been the quiet night for the big scorers so far from Kirkwood's side. It's been more of a team effort for them so far.
Itula inside, tipped, unable to get it to go. They're going to call a loose ball foul as Kira Ward goes to bring it in.
And Kira Ward's been very strong throughout this game, finding herself open, using great positioning, getting dirty, getting the loose balls, also just struggling finding her way, getting some open rebounds.
That's going to be the 3rd foul on Haley Mullenix. That's a huge loss there for Kirkwood as she's a starter.
and she's been a great deep threat for them so far this game.
Utula pump fake, fall away jumper, unable to get it to go. Tries to follow her shot and get the rebound, but Gaston gets the rebound, brings it back the other way. Hurst kicks it in. Kicks it out, to Gaston, unable to get it to go. That one wasn't very close either. It was off to the left side really bad. Maybe they've cooled down from the 3-point line here, but they still a lot of game left to play.
Yeah, we still have a whole quarter and a half left, so we'll see if that continues to be a trend.
Crooks with the open shot, takes a dribble. And it looks like they're going to call a loose ball foul on Utula there. A push. It's going to be her third as well, as both sides dealing with some foul trouble. Jessica Jackson's going to come in for Utula, I'm assuming, after this next break.
And the refs have been calling this game a little bit more tight coming into the second half. So look for that throughout the rest of this game as calls get tight, just like that there.
It was just enough. She was straight up, and then she tried to swipe at the ball as she Toll brings it up just to get a quick hand, maybe poke it loose, but misses it. Going to get called for the foul. She's shooting 2.
And the refs have been consistent so far throughout this game. That first half, they weren't calling much of anything. Now they're calling everything. But it's been on both sides. As you see, both sides have dealt with foul trouble.
Utula going to take a seat here with 3 fouls. Second one good for Toll. That's going to make it 40-31 here just as we pass the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Brittany West beats her defender off the dribble to the left. Jessica Jackson, good inside look into Crooks. And I didn't think she was going to catch the pass at first. It looked like she was going to bobble it, and but she gets it up in the paint. She's going to have 2 free throws here for the Tritons.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good off-ball movement as we've been seeing a lot of flex cuts. We've been seeing a lot of inside posts just to get themselves open in the lane.
First one good here for Crooks. No substitutions for either side. Second one good as well. It's going to make it back to a 7-point ball game here. That was her 5th point here for Crooks. Gaston into Toll. Double team coming from Crooks. Kick out back to Gaston. Unable to get it to go, but she gets the offensive rebound here on the long rebound. Drives back in. Puts it up, unable to get it to go. They're going to call a jump ball here, and that's going to go to the Tritons. Good work there from Jessica Jackson inside. And Aaliyah Hull's going to come in for Kira Ward. Crooks is going to bring the ball up the floor here for the Tritons. Terwilliger on the left side. Looks into Jackson. One-on-one with Toll. Gets it into Hull. Goes up. Looks like she just gets blocked straight up. And it just gets stripped right out of Jackson's hand by Gaston. Good hustle on the backside there from Crooks, but it's going to be off of her. Kirkwood ball to inbound underneath.
And that's another situation you have right there, just keeping that ball. They need to keep that ball chinned up. And they're bringing that ball down, allowing defenders to come rip the ball clean from them. This
Kirkwood defense is all about help defense, coming across in the middle. Tritons have been doing the same thing. You got to be ready for it. Keep that ball, 2 hands on the ball, keep it under the chin at least. That's the lowest you can bring that, underneath the chin. Crooks on the top, gets it over to West. She's going to pull up from the left wing, unable to get to go. Good offensive rebound there by Crooks. As soon as she gets it, she puts it back up, gives them no chance to try and strip that one away from her.
Yeah, and she fouled that up so cleanly, it almost looked like a routine layup for her.
It looked like almost a play call. Jenkins inside. She's going to kick it back out right behind her. Nobody there. Smartly pulls it back in. Gaston drives it in. Out to Jenkins. 3-point up and just short. Toll gets the rebound as Hull was playing defense on her. It's going to be a timeout here. 30-second timeout for Kirkwood.
Now we've seen the Tritons chip away at this lead a little bit. It was an 11-point lead coming into the half, and now we're seeing it being just a 7-point lead. So they're just working their way slowly but surely, getting back into this game, making this a closely contested game.
And this is the worst we've seen Kirkwood play. So I mean, in any stretch against the Tritons here, we'll see if they can make some adjustments in this short time. They were starting to make some good things happen. They're getting inside to Toll. But we'll see if they can get back into how they played in the first half. They were moving the ball really quickly, good player movement. They were getting good 3-point looks. But
we will see what comes up next as Tritons are going to have the ball coming down.
Sierra Smith into the game for the Tritons. She has it at the top of the key, over to West on the right side, looks over to Terwilliger on the top of the key. Jackson posting up on the left side. Hull cuts across. They're going to call a charge here on Brittany West.
Kind of a questionable call right there. I feel like she was just trying to separate space right there. I didn't see her extend her elbow.
There was her head was up. She didn't extend the elbow. I think that she's moved so quickly on the step back it looked like there was a push off, but she didn't. She reacted well to it. She didn't get upset about it. Just went back on the other side, and she goes back to doing her business.
Yeah, and that's such a key thing, especially when we're in junior college athletics. Scouts are always watching, so that body composure, basically just be able to stay calm and collected, that's always key. Scouts like to see that.
Kirkwood unable to get the jump shot to go. Sierra Smith on the right side. And she gets leveled. Great form on that tackle.
I think we switched sports today.
Lowered the shoulder, kept it on her head on the left side as she was moving across.
Clean hit.
Yeah. That's going to be a foul on Paige Bradford. Sierra Smith, Paige Bradford's 6 foot, and Sierra Smith is 5'1". So the size advantage, disadvantage for Sierra on that one. She was so much quicker. She just beats her to the spot, ends up just getting trucked, but Tritons are going to have the ball. Good pass inside. Jessica Jackson unable to get the first layup to go, but gets her offensive rebound. They're going to have a fresh 30. Terwilliger shoots it up on the right side. Unable to get it to go. Bradford gets the rebound.
And the Eagles are look to push it again, as they've been so accustomed to so far this game.
Minson throws it over to Lipsy. Inside to Bradford. Good work inside. That's what they want to see from her. In the first half, she was getting double teamed. She was getting happy feet, getting really nervous when she had that second player come onto the backside, but able to stay calm here in the second half. Gets a good look inside. Looks like that foul call is going to be on Amara Lipsy. That's going to be her first of the game. Up top to Terwilliger. Couple different screens set on that play. No one really opened up. Smartly just throws it back. Starts the possession. Triple screen on the far side. Terwilliger catches it. Hull has a good position inside. Unable to get it to her. Finally gets it to her. Squares up with the jump shot. Kirkwood on the other side. Leah Robinson in the corner looks into Bradford. And another travel.
Yeah, she's putting down that drop step before she puts that dribble down, which the refs are going to call that every time.
Yep. It looked like she was wanting to put the ball down, and then halfway, she's like in the middle of her movement, she saw someone open up across the way and kind of got stuck in between, didn't know whether she wanted to put the ball on the ground or pass the ball. And that's the third time so far today. 3 out of 4 times she's caught the ball in the post. It's been a travel. The other time was a really good move on the inside.
Which I guess with the coach, you're seeing the potential in the one, but also with the 3 travels, you just have to be frustrated at that.
Hopefully she can make some adjustments. Itula up over Bradford, unable to get it to go. Kirkwood brings it back the other way with Kennedy. almost a travel there at the top of the key. Lipsy on the left side. Looks like she stepped out of bounds on that play. It's going to be Triton basketball. Kiera Ward comes in for Aaliyah Hull. Back to a 9-point ball game here. Just under 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Triton's went on a little bit of a run to start that quarter. Now they've kind of set back into that same pace, the same amount of points being scored for both teams.
Yeah, and they've come a little bit too relaxed as they've been trading buckets with them. And as I say that, of course, they're going to hit a three.
Avery Terwilliger from the left corner gets it to go. Another quick shot, though. On those three-point shots, you kind of want some inside-out movement first. You want to look inside and try and get some layup opportunities first. And then if the defense collapses, you kick it out. But
which the Tritons have been able to get the ball on the inside, so that's what makes it surprising about the fact they've been keeping the ball, shooting threes.
That one, she stays patient through the double team, works it to the opposite block, gets a good look inside, just unable to get it to go. They're going to call a block here underneath. I believe that's going to be on Leah Robinson.
Yeah, she Terwilliger kind of got away with one there, and she let the ball bounce off of her thigh there. Lucky break as she's going to go to the line.
Correction, that's going to be on Amara Lipsy. That's her second foul here, and I think both of them have been in the second half. Avery Terwilliger goes to the line. First one is good. As you said earlier in the game, she's over 80% at the free throw line. She's consistent from there. She's worked on her mid-range and her three-point shot since last season. She's really improved.
Yeah, and that mid-range, right around that range, right where she's at, that's her bread and butter right there. So look for it. Well, that's her zone, so free throw shooting isn't too much of a trouble for her.
Jada Kennedy bringing up the floor for Kirkwood. Bradford looks to set a ball screen on the top. Gets it over to Myers. Over to Lipsy. Kennedy into Bradford. Back to Kennedy. Over to Robinson. Gets to the left side. Back over to Bradford. Squares up for a jump shot. Just off. Good box out inside by Kiera Ward, but they're going to call it off for her as Robinson reaches over. I thought that might have been off Kirkwood.
Yeah, which the ball was hit out of bounds to the baseline, so you would think that would have been the call, but refs know best, so I won't judge.
Robinson does have a little bit of length on her as well. But off the ball screen, a really good-looking jump shot there from Joanna Myers. Gets it to go and extends that lead to 6 here. Just under a minute left. 20 seconds left on the shot clock here. Tritons look to get a good shot before going out of the third quarter.
Yeah, weak entry post right there. That one's going to get stolen.
That entry pass had a lot of
airtime on it.
A lot of airtime on it and a lot of traffic in the middle there. Kick out to Robinson. Over to Lipsy. Good from the right side there from Lipsy. Good ball movement. They didn't take the easiest shot. They worked for the best shot in that possession. Gets a good three-point look. That was going to be probably their last possession here of the third quarter, as there's 10 seconds left here.
Yeah, Tritons are going to hold out for this last shot. 7 seconds left in the clock.
Ball screen up top over to West. A deep three from the top of the key. Unable to get it to go. And that lead goes back to 9. It closed down a little bit, and then it extended back out, and then they got it to 6 before the final possession for Kirkwood, and they get a good look from 3. They're going to make it a 9-point game, 49-40 as we enter the fourth quarter. And this kind of goes with how Kirkwood's played all year, keeping the score lower, playing good defense, controlling the pace of the game, and they've been very successful so far in this game.
Yeah, and the way they play, it's just their whole pace of play just it throws me off, because while they look to push the tempo and they look to score high numbers, they end up scoring low numbers but play such good defense that their end of score games end up being in the 60s, while the Tritons are accustomed to scoring 70, 80 points a game.
The Iowa Central Band will be here for both games tonight. Huge thank you to those guys. They did the national anthem earlier this game, or earlier before the women's game. They always do really well.
Yeah, and they always bring more energy into this place as people love to go along, sing along with them as they play a lot of songs. We'll know.
Kirkwood's going to have the ball to start this fourth quarter and a 9-point lead. Kennedy over to Myers. Bradford over to Lipsy. Looking inside to Bradford. There was just a split second that window would look really nice, but Bradford was only able to get the tips of her fingers on it. Can't corral it. It's going to be Triton basketball. Ward on the right side. Gets it over to Terwilliger. Up to Etula. Kicks it over to Sierra Smith. Etula looks inside to Ward, who has good position. Unable to get it to her. Terwilliger comes off a double screen. Good inside look, just a little long. Shot clock did not reset. I thought that it...
yeah, and the referee's going to call a timeout right there. As they did get the offensive rebound, so...
It must have just went over, hit the other side of the backboard instead of the rim. From this angle, very easy to get misconstrued. Blocked out of bounds, but they're going to call a shot clock violation either way, and Kirkwood's going to bring the ball back. Robinson at the top of the key, over to Lipsy. Gets it to Kennedy. Back to Bradford. Robinson has good position inside, does not get it to her. Myers over to Robinson. Kennedy has the ball up top. Looks inside to Robinson on a good cut, able to get it to go. Some miscommunication inside there for the Tritons as the Kirkwood Eagles gets a very good look inside.
Yeah, and nobody was able to go. Nobody went to the roll, man. She just was like wide open.
Great ball movement there by the Tritons as well. But Brittany West, the lethal three-point shooter, leaves it just short, and Kirkwood gets the rebound and brings it back the other way.
It's been a pedestrian shooting day for the team so far, as Brittany West has been their leading scorer with 12 points. It's just been a very low-scoring game that they're not accustomed to so far for the year.
Yeah, they've shot better, but they've also had worse nights. Just kind of middle of the road for them. That means they're going to have to keep the effort all the way up and try and make up for it in that aspect of the game. Sierra Smith inside, out to Etula. Back to Sierra. Over to Terwilliger. Jab steps, looks inside. Kira Ward has decent position. Bounce pass right off her knee, unable to corral it. Good positioning, good look, just a physical mistake. A bit of a Euro step, fake pass there. Unable to get it to go. It's going to go off of the Tritons. From this angle, it looked like Robinson ended up hitting that one out of bounds again, but the ref on the baseline had a better look than we did up here. They're going to call Kirkwood ball underneath. Just over 7.5 minutes left here. This lead has kind of expanded, not much. Just 2 points scored here in this fourth quarter, 51-40.
Yeah, if Kirkwood hadn't gotten out to that early lead to start this game with the tooth and nail.
Miscommunication on defense. Wide open look there for Jada Kennedy, and the Tritons are going to call a timeout here. Full timeout for the Tritons. They have some discussing to do after that wide open look.
Yeah, and this defense has been falling apart so far as they've been allowing too many open looks, allowing open threes, open layups with the pick and roll on a couple possessions ago, and now the open three here. Coach Kruger's probably can just put them back in a reality check and almost just bring them back into this game.
Try and get some offensive sets ready, and don't forget at the end of that first half, the Kirkwood Eagles, they went into a press into a 2-3 zone. So you also got to keep that in the back of your mind. If things start to get a little close here, they might go to that. Have your players ready to go into sets as well as that as well. And maybe even for you want to get into a man press. They did a little bit of soft pressing in the first half. You got to switch something up here because if you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
That's the definition of insanity.
Exactly, and you got to be able to be flexible. and change some things up, possibly different lineups or some different set plays here.
Yeah, look for Brady West to be getting a set play here, maybe to get an open three, bring that spark back into the game for them.
Crooks at the top of the key. Good roll from Terwilliger, gets it inside, works hard inside. Again, keeps that ball pretty low, though. Not something you want to see after you've seen so many jump balls and loose balls, but able to hold on to it. She's going to go to the line for 2 here, where she's been on fire so far today. First one, no good, just a little bit long. With a 14-point deficit, you gotta make all of these. That's what you want to do every time you step up to that line. Second one, good. Kirkwood's going to come back the other way, up 13 as we close in on the second 7-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Looking inside for Toll, unable to get it to her. Comes back around. Itula, good defense there, gets a hand on the ball, and it's going to be a chance for Iowa Central to go on a 4-point run or a 3-point run here, closing this gap possession by possession.
Hands on the back right there, as they're going to call that one on Amara Lipsy.
If you want to win position underneath, you got to use the legs and the hips. If you start using your hands and your elbows, they're gonna call you on that every single time.
That's for sure.
Itula up top, over to West. Itula again up top, pump fake, goes off to the left side. Great take, gets it up to the right block, right-hand layup, gets it to go. She needs to continue to be aggressive off the dribble. I think she has a good advantage against Toll, a little bigger and a little less coordinated on the outside, something you want to really take advantage of if you're Itula.
Yeah, and she's been really good at using that pump fake, getting defenders off their feet so that she can get open drives to the lane. Good
take inside by Kennedy. Gets it over to Toll. A double team kick out to Jenkins. Unable to get it to go. Good hustle inside there from Amara Lipsing. Tips it out. Keeps the ball alive. And Kirkwood gets another second chance, a third chance look inside. Something that's been really killing the Tritons so far.
Yeah, and that's a key emphasis that you can't, like, you just sometimes can't teach. That's more of an effort type play.
They get the ball into Brittany West on the post there. They're going to get called for a travel. I think she just wasn't sure which foot was her pivot foot there. You're going to get called for the happy feet travel underneath. Kirkwood brings the ball back the other way. Toll inside. Good look. Great pass, goes up against Hull one-on-one and gets a layup to go. That lead extends now 58-43, 15-point lead here for Kirkwood as they close out this fourth quarter.
And this game's starting to get out of reach as the Tritons, both ends of the floor have been starting to fall apart.
Hurst to Toll, really good 2-on-1 situation there by Kirkwood.
Coach Kirker's going to want a timeout as this lead is extended to 17 points. And just a minute ago, we were talking about a 11-point deficit. Now this is just they just stretched it quicker and quicker each time.
It looks like the Tritons are going to sub in both of the Smiths, Shariah and Sierra. Trying to get some more speed on the floor here. Possibly pressing, getting some fast break points, some steals, trying to flip the script to try and give them a chance to win this game as they close out the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's what you need. That's what you need to do if you're the Tritons, because they've been going with this same game plan of just lay and walk the ball up the floor, which that hasn't been working so far. So now you need to try something else. Probably some full court pressure. Look for them to go for a man press, trap the corners, get some turnovers, get some easy buckets.
All right, after the timeout by the Tritons, we'll see if they make any adjustments here, get some set plays ready for some of their big-time players.
Looks like Kira Ward's check back into the game.
She has a screen set up top. Trying to get position underneath, gets it over to the wing, Itula. She's got the front position, unable to get it into her. Sierra Smith drives to the right side, unable to get past her defender. Shariah Smith, lob pass inside. That's a dangerous pass. Good defense by Mackenzie Jenkins.
Yeah, and now there's only 2 seconds left on the shot clock, so if you're the Tritons, you need to come up with something quick.
You want to look for a backdoor cut into the back block here. They've been getting some decent looks over there.
They're going to get this ball in. Sierra Smith is going to be blocked.
Great hustle down the floor there from Jada Kennedy. Saves the kind of overthrown pass. They're going to get a decent possession set up here. Kennedy gets it over to Hurst. Screen set by Jenkins. She rolls off of it, gets a decent jumper. Good contest there by Brittany West, though. Tritons are going to have a chance to bring it back. Closing in on the 4-minute mark here, as this game's slowly gotten away from the Tritons, a 17-point game. Brittany West in the right corner. Shariah Smith one-on-one, beats her defender, but unable to get the layup to go. Just little things like that have been the difference between a close game today and this 17-point game we're seeing as we close in under 4 minutes left.
Yeah, the little, like you said, the little things, boxing out, making your easy layups, just those simple things have been killing them so far. And then
they've done some simple things really well, like double teaming in the post, getting pokes like that as Sierra Smith gets it over to Shariah Smith, over to Itula inside. Good defense by Jenkins underneath, gets the straight up and down block, but it's going to be Triton ball underneath. So it's not like they're doing every single little thing wrong. It's just some little things here and there that they're gonna have to tweak. But the good thing is they got a lot of games left this season.
Yeah, and for Kirkwood, they came ready to play because coming off a tough loss, they didn't want to lose back-to-back games, and they've had a shaky start to the season so far, knowing that they are a pretty competitive team most of the years in and out. So.
Absolutely. This Kirkwood team coming off a really close loss to Iowa Western had a lot to prove coming in here to Fort Dodge, and I think they did that.
Yeah, and the Tritons have had such a great start so far this year, so they're definitely still a team to be feared as they'll come back to play Kirkwood later on.
Brittany West, wide open look on the left wing, able to get it to go. That's going to give her 15 points tonight. She just hasn't had much help as far as scoring goes.
Yeah, she's been the main benefactor of this game. So seeing her teammates getting involved would be a big thing coming up.
I believe Avery Terwilliger has just under 10 points. I think she had 9 points last time I saw, but that's not going to be enough. You got to have a little bit more points from your top two scorers.
Yeah, you need to see Tierra Tula, you need to see Shariah Smith, you need to see them get more involved in the offense.
Good defense there from Gaston. She's been really active all night on the defensive end as she gets the easy, fast break points coming back the other way.
She's just been a ball hog, just pestering both the ball handlers all game.
When you have a good understanding, she does really well driving to the hoop herself on the offensive end. When you have a good understanding of what players are going to be looking for and where they're going to want to attack when you're on defense, I think that helps out a great deal.
Yeah, and her this matchup has been great for her so far. She has the size advantage. She's pretty lanky herself, so she's been able to get around her. She's been able to get around Shariah Smith and Sierra Smith pretty easily to get herself open and also make plays for others.
And as we were saying earlier, the scoring hasn't been very even so far for the Tritons, but in their first 9 games of the season, they haven't really had to force anything to make points. You know, it's been off of fast break points and, you know, just easy set plays. People overcorrecting to their shooters. So it hasn't been like those secondary players have had to step up very much. In this game, you're going to get a really good look at what you need to do as a secondary player as you look through the rest of the season. I think the Tritons will be able to take a lot out of this game, and those secondary players will be able to step up in the situations they need to as you move forward in this season.
Because this is a team effort, like with any team sport. Can't do it alone.
Absolutely. You can't have any weak links in this chain. Every single person has to be able to be relied on for at least a possession. You know, you have to be ready every single possession, whether it's on the offensive side or the defense or on loose balls, free throw line. You got to be able to step up, and I think this game will help with their accountability.
Yes, and with that being said, just being a threat. There's been possessions where Kirkwood's defense, they just seem to they've been able to sag off from certain players because they just haven't been aggressive enough so far.
They don't have that confidence underneath them to really be aggressive. Gaston with a shot from the right wing. That looked really good. Good on-ball screen. They really milked the shot clock down there, able to get it to go. As that's really going to – this game really got away from them here at the end of the game. It was a close game for the majority of it until about 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter where they really started to extend it out almost to a 20-point game. And the Tritons, the effort's been there.
Yeah. The effort has been there. You can't question that. But the biggest thing for them has just been the little things.
Shariah Smith unable to get that three-pointer to go. Ends up finding the loose ball, coming back to her for the offensive rebound. Sierra Smith over to West, unable to get it to go from the right wing. And I think that's going to do it here. Kirkwood's going to bring home the win against the Tritons, 64-46. Top scorer for the Tritons, Brittany West with 15. And the top scorer for Kirkwood,
the top scorer at 13.
I believe that would be Ashley Toll. Ends up coming home with 13, 2 points over her average for the year. But that's going to do it for this broadcast of the Lady Tritons versus the Kirkwood Community College Eagles. Tritons unable to get it to go, but stay tuned. We are going to create a new stream as the Iowa Central Community College Tritons men's basketball team is going to go up against the Kirkwood Community College Eagles men's basketball team here, I believe, at 5:30 or 7:30 is when that tip-off is supposed to be.
I would hope I haven't missed it yet. 5:30.
So stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.